Welcome back to the Blue Review. Today I'm going to be going over the 2026 Oscar ballots and officially submitting my picks. So let's get into it. Alright, so jumping into the Oscar ballot. I am using Vanity Fair for video purposes. I have a printout version that is from Letterboxd, and I'll leave it in the description if you want to print it out yourself when you actually watch the Oscars. And it's something physical to have, but for video purposes, I'm using Vanity Fair's website, and I'll also post this in the description if you want to go on here yourself. So, jumping in, I'm only going to do categories that I have actual knowledge and I actually have seen. So that excludes all of the shorts. I have not seen any of the shorts this year. The only animated short I've seen all year was called Snow Bear, I'm pretty sure, and it was by an ex Disney animator, I think. But I plan on catching up with these. I just haven't made the time. I've just been watching full length releases, no shorts. Like I said, I'm only going to do categories and movies that I've seen. So, to be fair, I mean, that's just blind guessing. So, starting off with best visual effects. Obviously, we have Avatar Fire and Ash, Jurassic World Rebirth, Sinners, F1, and The Lost Bus. So, out of all of these, it's most obviously going to go to Avatar Fire and Ash. But that being said, I guess let me phrase this how I'm doing this. So, I'm a little conflicted if I should do what I think is actually gonna win, like voting wise, and then what I personally would prefer to win. Cause this one is obviously gonna be Avatar: Fire and Ash. Rebirth has good visuals. The Lost Bus has good fire visuals. F1, good visual effects. You know, I mean nothing crazy on any of these. The craziest one is Avatar Fire and Ash because literally everything is visual effects. Jurassic World, not that impressive to me. The dinosaurs look good, but just overall what they're doing. Sinners, though, visually stunning, but effects wise, I guess they're leaning into like the red eyes, the flying, visual enhancements, and stuff like that. But overall, I want Sinners to win everything. Let's just say that. But I'm going to go Avatar Fire and Ash here, obviously. Oh, sweet. And Vanity Fair gives the percentages of who's voted. So Fire and Ash is 64% winner right here. And then after that, we got Sinners at 23%. And going up from there, we get into Best Sound. So the only movie I have not seen in this entire category is Sarat. And that is because I live in a very small town, which you'll see with a lot of these movies. Me living in a small town, there are no show times in my area, so I either have to wait for them to come out on streaming, VOD rental, and Sarat has not released at all in my area. I just looked it up today, and it said that it was still showing at like AMC's, but there's nothing near me. The winner here, I think, will be F1. I think this is maybe the only category it will win. I don't think it will win for score or anything like that. I think it is a warranted win, honestly. That is like what the movie really has for it. It's like the racing and the sounds that you get from that, the intensity. Besides F1, I would probably pick Sinners. There's just so much fucking incredible sounds, and it's just like your heart's in your throat when you're watching that movie. I wouldn't have picked Frankenstein for this, honestly. I don't know why they went with this. One Battle's pretty good too. So I am going to go F1 here. I think it will pick up the win, and let's give it a win, you know? And 49%. And second, again, you see Sinners at 37%. That's what I'm going to be looking for. It looks like Sinners is a big overall favorite after the SAG Awards or Actor Awards now. Best Production Design. Wow, here we go. Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Hamnet, and One Battle After Another. Wow. I finally saw Hamnet the other day. Like I said, I couldn't go to a showtime of this movie. So it finally released on Peacock. And I used my sister's account to watch this movie. Fucking beautiful. And the production design of this movie is... It's so good. The staging, everything. That being said, Frankenstein, I feel like I think right here, it is between Frankenstein and Hamnet. Sinners is amazing too, obviously. My favorite movie of the year. Spoilers. Um, I would not pick One Battle or Marty for production design, although it is really good. Hmm. Hamnet just really put me in that world, especially no spoilers, but ending scene when we're like in the theater is just amazing. That being said, I am going to go Frankenstein here, and it looks like again the majority picked Frankenstein. What I would want to win here is probably Hamnet, but overall, I think Frankenstein is going to pick this up. So overall, it looks like what I'm picking mostly is what I think will win, not per se what I want to win. Now, I will vary though when I get to some awards, just because I'm holding out hope. Okay, so next we get into best makeup and hairstyling. Best makeup and hairstyling, we have Frankenstein, Sinners, The Ugly Stepsister, The Smashing Machine, and Kokuo. I have not seen this one or The Ugly Stepsister. And again, I'm going to repeat myself, they're not in my area or streaming anywhere. So, that being said, best makeup and hairstyling, let's see, starting at the bottom, The Smashing Machine. It it's good, but I would not pick it at all. Like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson looks different enough, but like it's not out of this world. But I'm glad to see it pick up a nomination because it's a weird movie. Then Sinners and Frankenstein. I think Frankenstein will pick this up, especially because Guillermo del Toro is always pushing the arts first and like the behind the scenes work and everything that goes into it. And second, I would go Sinners. And I'm okay actually with Frankenstein picking this up. The work that they did on Elordi is really, really well done. It's just so good, so good. Well, let's go Frankenstein. Let's go Frankenstein. And that again is majority 79%. All right. Now we're going to get into best casting. This is a very nice category here. We have Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Hamnet, Sinners, One Battle After Another. So for best casting, I would go Sinners. And I think that's an obvious pick. It is honestly, I think, picked up almost every single casting award this award season. I expect it to pick this up as an Oscar as well. And a lot of people are theorizing if it wins this award at the Oscars, that means it won't win Best Picture. And I say, honestly, it could win both. Because a lot of people's favorite for this was One Battle After Another. Coming into this before the SAG Awards, or Actor Awards now. Because, I mean, you got Leo, Chase Infinity, Sean Penn, Tiana Taylor, and it just keeps going. And it's like really big A-list. And then in Sinners, it's Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo is as like the A-list. And then you got like Haley Steinfeld, Miles Canton, and Wusami. I don't think I'm saying that right. But overall for casting and what the cast did in their roles, spot on perfection. Everybody that was casted in this was perfection. And then after this, I would probably go Marty Supreme, then Hamnet, only because Marty Supreme has like insane like side characters out of nowhere that do fantastic. So I would go Sinners here. Next category up, we have Best Film Editing, F1, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sentimental Value, and Marty Supreme. And again, the only one I haven't seen here is Sentimental Value. It is nowhere. But it is coming to Hulu, I think, at the end of this month. So I think right after the Oscars. I could be wrong. So for Best Film Editing, honestly, man, I would give this one to Marty Supreme. I mean, I do not think Marty Supreme is going to win this category whatsoever, to be fair with you. I think it's between One Battle or F1. I think this could be the only other F1 win, but I still am going to say it's One Battle. Yeah, One Battle. Just because there's so much going on. But if I had a personal pick, it would be Marty Supreme. I think Marty Supreme works so well because of the editing choices. The movie works in totality because of the acting and all around everything. But it wouldn't work with sloppy editing, man. This could have really crashed and burned, but the editing saved it because it's like a panic attack of a movie, and it's just like bam, 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 constantly going. So the editing is really good on that. But that being said, I think the Oscars are going to go one battle here. Again, that looks like the majority vote is 41%. Now we go best costume design: Avatar, Fire and Ash, Hamnet, Sinners, Frankenstein, and Marty Supreme. Overall, this is a really good category. I like all of these for this. There's been like some controversy of Avatar, Fire and Ash being there because people can't comprehend that it's still a costume design even though it's CGI. There's like a digital artist that is designing these costumes and placing them on the Na'vi, you know. But that being said, it's not even my favorite costume design. I feel like a lot of it we've seen. The new additions with the Fire Nation was really cool, but still not my favorite. I think though it could win this category, but here is where I might differ from the voters. And I'm going to actually give it to Sinners, which I know, but like I said, it just really pulls you into the world from every little detail, from the hat to the shoes. It's just so good. The guitars they've picked, everything is so spot on. I love the costumes so much. Every character looks fucking badass. It's so good, dude. Marty Supreme is a good pick too, but it looks like the majority of the voters went with Frankenstein here with 59%, and Sinners only had 20%. This category is traditionally wins like for grand stuff. So Frankenstein is a very good pick, and honestly they probably will win. The costumes are nice and grand and theatrical. And I think Wicked won this the year before, and they're not even nominated for Wicked for Good, which is kind of crazy, but I don't hate to see that. And period pieces typically pick this up too, or like music biopics. So I think Elvis has won it before, and then a lot of period pieces wins. Like I said, Hamnet could pick this up just because period pieces are usually a favorite amongst the voters for the Oscars. But Frankenstein is more than likely going to win this, but I am going to differ here and pick Sinners just because I love it so much and I can't take away my bias here. Okay, next we jump into Best Cinematography, and the nominations are Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. Boy, boy, boy. It is so good to see Train Dreams pick up a nomination in an Oscar category. They deserve to be nominated heavily throughout this season. It is a beautiful film that relies heavily on cinematography for storytelling when words don't do it justice, you know? Cinematography of this movie just gives it so much life, and it's like, it's language. That being said, I'm not being biased, but I swear Sinners is probably my pick again here. Because from the jump, I mean, the first scene in the church, stunning. And then we cut to Remick, stunning. There's so many parallels and visuals in this that just make me awe-inspired, you know. So I want to give it to Sinners again, just because when I think of this movie, I think of music and visual identity. But that being said, I could see the Academy giving this to One Battle After Another. I could see them giving it to Train Dreams or Sinners. So these are the three I'm going after. I think Frankenstein has some breathtaking cinematography at times, but I don't think it's overall, it doesn't overall stand out in that movie compared to these, at least, or Marty Supreme as well. I love Marty Supreme's look. It is one of my favorite looking movies of the year. I love what they do with film, and I love the way it looks, the coldness, the grain. It is so beautiful, and it works perfectly for that time period. But I do not think the voters will appreciate it like in the way that I do for that aspect of Marty Supreme specifically. So I am torn here. My pick would be Sinners or Train Dreams. I think the Academy would either give it to One Battle or Train Dreams, because Train Dreams is probably not going to get a nod anywhere else. Let's see. They're nominated again for that. I don't think they're going to win that, but for Best Cinematography, man. Oh, this is a hard one. This is really complicated because I remember the day I watched Sinners in theaters, opening day. Just took my breath away. The things they do with lighting, shadow, I want to give it to Sinners so bad. But do I think the Academy will? Honestly, I'm going to give it to Sinners again. Train Dreams is so reliant on cinematography for its storytelling purposes, and it is so beautiful what they do. But the images from Sinners that I'm just getting in my head, currently thinking about it, is just so striking. They're just stuck in my head, and I can see the whole movie playing out in my head, and that's a really good sign of cinematography, if you ask me. Breathtaking visuals. Okay. Oh, wow. And the voters, 48%, the people that voted on Vanity Fair, picked Sinners as well. That's kind of surprising. Wow. I would say that one battle after another was the favorite for so many of these categories before the actor awards. And after that, it's like Sinners got such a second wind, a third wind. I mean, this movie came out earlier in 2025, and it's still here. It got voted in, and it's been talked about in mainstream all year. And that is beautiful, and I'm so happy. Like I said, it is my favorite movie of the year. One day I will do a deep dive on Sinners. Okay, moving on. Next category we have is Best Original Song. We have Dear Me from Diana Warren. Diane Warren. Poor thing. We have I Lie to You from Sinners. We have Train Dreams from Train Dreams. We have Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters. And we have Sweet Dreams of Joy. Viva from Viva Verdi. Which I have not seen this one. And I have not seen the Diane Warren Relentless. I feel so bad because Diane Warren, if you follow the Oscars or awards ceremonies at all, you have heard of Diane Warren. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, she has all of 17 nominations for Best Original Song in this category. 0 wins. And I think that might be the most nominations to losses ratio ever. I feel bad for her. She's had some good original songs for movies, but it sucks for any other movie this year because I think this one is going to go to, obviously, K-Pop Demon Hunters Golden. Look, Golden had such a moment. It is not my favorite movie by any sense of the word, any measurement, but you cannot deny the complete gravitas and like cloud that this put on everybody. Everybody has heard Golden. What I would personally pick here would be I Lied to You. And frankly, it is not close. Train Dreams is incredible, beautiful, touching song. But I Lied to You is accompanied with maybe the best scene in the entirety of the last decade. And that's not being like hyperbolic at all. It is truly groundbreaking, that scene. The music, montage, whatever you call it. I forget what Ryan Coogler calls that scene, but the music, like time travel sequence when the juke joint is burning down with a fire because of how powerful Miles Kenton character is singing I Lied to You. It is nothing but incredible, man. And my bias will not let me vote for anything else but I Lied to You. I think obviously this is going to go to Golden, and I'm going to take this L right here because this is the right pick. I don't care that Golden is very popular and everybody and their mama knows it. We're talking about best. You see this word right here? Best original song. And that being in the title, best, it's obviously I Lied to You. This is the most moving song in a movie I've maybe ever heard. It is like so important to the actual plot of the movie and the plot points of the movie. It is only strengthened by this song, I Lied to You. Ludwig Göransson is incredible. Incredible. And shout out Raphael Sadiq. It looks like he helped write the lyrics as well. But man, I cannot vote for anything else, and I'm not going to be shocked at all when Golden wins. You know, it'll be a cool moment, a fun moment, and I'll be happy for him. But I don't know. The things that I Lied to You did, just tonally, thematically, is awe inspiring and fucking incredible. So I Lied to You is my official pick and what I think should win. Next, we have Best Original Score, and the nominees are Begonia, Hamnet, Sinners, One Battle After Another, and Frankenstein. Really strong category here. I am so happy to see Begonia get a nod. Again, like Train Dreams, I don't think they hardly got any noms, which is blasphemous. More people need to watch Begonia. It is on Peacock right now. If you can watch it, watch it. But that being said, this has got to be Sinners again. No kidding. Um, it's Sinners. It's just Sinners. The whole movie thrives off of music. The background, the heartbeat of the movie is music. So the score is incredible. Now, if I was going second here, I would give it to Begonia personally. Those strings, that string section, and that swell that comes in when Jesse Plemons is riding over the hill on his bike, phenomenal, dude. I think there's a horn section too. So good. Hamnet, beautiful, heartbreaking, gut wrenching. One battle after another, very good as well. It is very eerie and kind of like moves the plot along in a really fun way. Like you have these like little keys that they do in the background that Johnny Greenwood does. It's like ding, 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 ding. It's like very antsy. I love that. But again, we got to give it to Ludwig Göransson. So 77% of the people that voted on this also picked it. Okay, moving on. Best animated feature: Arco, K-pop Demon Hunters, Zootopia 2, Little Amelie, or The Character of Rain, and Elio. Good category. Again, I haven't seen a few of these. Little Amelie, have not seen. It's nowhere to be found. Arco, you can only purchase it, as far as I know right now, on Apple TV, and it's like 20 something bucks, and I do not want to spend that. But this has been probably one of my most anticipated movies to see that I have not been able to see. The cast is incredible. I mean, look right there. It says Natalie Portman. So I'm very, very, very excited to watch this, and I probably will cave and purchase it. But right now, I don't want to spend the 20, 25 bucks on it. K-pop Demon Hunters, I liked what it did. I liked it. You know, my nieces and nephews love it. The music is fun. The colors and animation is really cool and fun. But again, it wasn't my favorite. I didn't love it. Me and my wife watched it, and we didn't love it. It took us a couple times to finish it. Zootopia 2, believe it or not, I have not seen. Not seen yet. I love the first one, and this one is having a huge moment. It is like, I think right now it's on track, or it is the number one animated movie like opening of all time. So I have not watched this yet. I personally really, really enjoyed Elio. The first and second act were so strong, so fun, and full of heart, and it felt like a movie that was just made for me. Like as someone who's always wanted to belong or find their family, their chosen family. But the third act, honestly, the third act was non-existent. There's not really a third act. There's two acts. It's so fast, and it does not have a shot here. But we're gonna go K-pop here because it will win. And 73% of people think that as well. Zootopia 2 is very, very popular right now. But overall, I think K-pop will take this pretty easily. It's category to lose, honestly. Okay, and moving on. We have Best International Feature. The nominations are The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, The Voice of Hind Rahib, or Rajab, It Was Just an Accident, and Sarat. So, what I'm going to do here is take a break because I have not seen not a single movie in this category. And for the longest time, I have not been able to because none of these movies showed in my area even once. Sentimental Value had like a couple days of show times, like one time a day, and I was out of town the entire time. I had just learned that The Secret Agent and It Was Just an Accident were released onto Hulu. So I'm gonna take a break right now, and I'm gonna go watch The Secret Agent, and It Was Just an Accident, so I could be better informed. So I think we should all do that. So I'm gonna take a break now. Okay, I'm back. It's the next day, and now I have officially watched The Secret Agent, and it was just an accident. So now I feel a lot more comfortable actually choosing what I think will and should win right here. Both of these movies, fantastic. I enjoyed my time immensely with both of them. That being said, I am going to go. It was just an accident here. I don't think it will win per se. It is my personal overall pick. The ending of this, one of my complete favorite endings of all of 2025 and in a while that I've seen, and it's just been lingering in my mind since I've watched it, and I keep thinking about it. The Secret Agent, beautiful. Wagner Moore, incredible. The color grading, popping. It's beautiful. I think in this category, I would be surprised if it was just an accident one, but that is going to be my official pick right now. And yeah, I'm pretty minority right here. It's 8%. I think what this movie stands for is so important for today, and it needs to be seen by everyone. That being said, sentimental value is obviously the favorite here with 57%. It is the most talked about movie out of these, and then I would say Secret Agent, and then it was just an accident, and then Sarat. So now that I've watched it, I voted, and I feel a lot better on it. But yeah, like I said, I think sentimental value will win this. I would not be surprised if Secret Agent won. It is a great movie, great. But overall, I think it was just an accident. Was the best. It's the most important to. It's the most important, I think, for the best international feature, especially the director. As far as I know, this was his first official movie back in 10 years because he was banned from filmmaking. He was arrested and tortured in prison. But yeah, it's very important to watch this movie. Everybody go watch it. Like I said, it is on Hulu right now, and if you have Disney Plus with Hulu, it's on Disney as well. All right. So moving on to the next category, we have Best Adapted Screenplay. And the nominees for this are Begonia, Hamnet, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, and One Battle After Another. Really good, strong category, and I could see it going in many ways. I think the one that is least likely to win here is Frankenstein and Begonia. I think Hamnet has a really strong chance at this. I really do. And then I think One Battle After Another is probably the top pick for most people. Yeah, look, 60%. But I don't know. Chloe Zhao is getting a lot of love in this kind of category lately in this award circuit this year. So I really think Hamnet has a really good shot here. I want to pick Hamnet, but I do think One Battle After Another is going to win this award. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say. But I'm going to go with One Battle After Another, and I might come back and change this. At the end, I will go through and pick what I really want before submitting. Okay? Best Original Screenplay. The nominees here are Blue Moon, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Sentimental Value, and It Was Just an Accident. Woo! Strong category. Blue Moon, I think, is the weakest here. No dissing to that movie, but I just think it is out of these other four are so strong. After watching It Was Just an Accident just last night, I think this really should be a top contender, but I do not think it is going to win. Um, Marty Supreme is great as well. But I'm actually going to go with Sinners here. I think Ryan Coogler has a very strong chance of winning this, and I think he should, honestly. So 75% went with this as well. So I'm going with Sinners. And then secondly, I would give It Was Just an Accident. Beautiful screenplay. Like, there's some amazing quotes in this movie. If you don't want to, I recommend watching it, but just look up some quotes and it would probably convince you to watch it. Now, we are getting into the very big categories here. Best Supporting Actor. Woohoo! Very strong, very strong. Now, the nominees for this is Benicio del Toro, Delroy Lindo, Stellan Skarsgård, Sean Penn, and Jacob Elordi. I really love all of these. The one glaring omission here is Paul Mescal in Hamnet, though. Paul Mescal should be here and maybe win it. No kidding. He was incredible in Hamnet. Paul is so good. There's something he has so special about him. It makes you hang on to every single sentence and word that he says, and it's just like more and more. So so good. He would either be my one or two here. He would at least be in the top three, I would think. So it's kind of crazy. Maybe some people thought he should be best lead actor, which I could see that as well for a nomination. But anyways, out of this selection, my top three would be Delroy Lindo, Jacob Elordi, and Sean Penn. And then I would go Benicio del Toro. Although I have heard really good things about Stellan. I love Delroy. I'm a huge fan of Delroy Lindo. I think Defy Bloods is unbelievable, and he is so good in it. And I think that's when he should have won his Oscar. Delroy is fantastic, man. I do wish Miles Canton got nominated as well, because they have two for One Battle After Another. I would have loved to have two again for Sinners. A lot of these categories, I really wish they would open it up to six. It would just look so much better and make a lot of sense. Then you would have three and three. It'd be so good. But that being said, it's very hard for me to pick this, honestly, because when I was ranking them earlier this year, I actually had Jacob Elordi as number one because of the dynamic work that he is doing as the monster. It's beautiful, beautiful. But as I sat with it longer, he's almost like the lead actor again, like a Paul Mescal, but he's campaigning for Best Supporting, and Oscar Isaac is the lead in that, which I get to an extent, but I think Jacob is so moving in that movie. He's so good. Everything relies on him. Sean Penn is a motherfucking freak in the best way possible in One Battle for Another. The little things he does throughout really just stuck with me. Like he does these little mannerisms, a little lip quiver. He's licking his comb and like twitching throughout every scene he does is like so consistent and concise. And he's really created this character that will, I think, stick around for a while. That being said, I'm going Delroy. Benicio is amazing as well. I just don't think he had as much to do. If he had maybe more, like in akin to Sean Penn to do, at least runtime, he could have made more of an impact. But his scenes was so good, and he was like the very needed humor throughout this stressful movie. But I'm going Delroy Lindo. From the very first time I saw Sinners in theaters, his performance stood out. The first time he drinks an Irish beer just stuck with me, man. It looks like he's never had a drink of anything in his life before, and he's so convincing in this. I love him in this so much. I think he is having a second wind on this award circuit right now after the actor awards and the lots of love that Sinners is getting recently. So I wouldn't be shocked if he won, and he is going to be my pick. But I think Sean Penn is kind of the favorite now. He has picked up a few awards in the last couple ceremonies. But I'm going Delroy Lindo just because I do think he is probably the most impactful for the amount of screen time that he is allotted. So I'm going him. And it looks like he is third favorite. So Sean Penn is obviously number one. Then you have Stellan. No, my bad. He's second. So you got Sean Penn, Delroy, Stellan, then Jacob, then Benicio. Benicio was great too, by the way. Really good. I still love Jacob, man, but for supporting, I would honestly give it to Delroy. So impactful. All right, so moving on. We have Best Supporting Actress. The nominees for this are Ella Fanning, Amy Madigan, Tiana Taylor, Inga, and Wumi Musaku. Sorry if I said your names wrong at all. I am not good at speaking. Yeah, just off the rip, I'm going Wumi. And right now it looks like Amy Madigan is the favorite. She is so fun in this, but if I'm talking about like impact on the movie as a supporting actress, I gotta go Wumi, man. She is so fucking good in this movie. She might be my favorite performance in the entire movie. It is close. It's her and Michael, obviously, and then Delroy. I think she should have been sweeping this awards season. Like, I think what she does, no shade to Tiana, but I think what she does is vastly greater. Like, no kidding. Tiana is great in the movie, but I guess we shouldn't base it off of runtime and screen time appearance. Like, it should just be impact. And Tiana had a big impact. She set up the entire story, and she's great in it. But I think Wumi really deserves this award. I think she was astonishing. She had so much control and empowerment. The things she's able to do with like her eyes alone, whoo, blew me out of the water. So I'm going Wumi. Love, 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 love her. I'm praying for you, girl. I hope you win it. Next category. Woo! This is the big one. This is the big one. This is the controversial one. Out of nowhere, for no reason at all. The nominees for Best Actor are Timothée Chalamet, Ethan Hawke, Wagner Moura, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Michael B. Jordan. It's Timothée Chalamet. It's Timothée Chalamet. I don't care, bro. I do not care. This performance right here for Marty Supreme is like leagues above everyone else here, in my opinion. I love Michael B. Jordan. Wagner Moura, incredible. Leonardo DiCaprio, great. Ethan Hawke, great, as always. The big omission here for me, though, is Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons would actually be my number 2, and then it would be Michael B. Jordan. I think Michael B. Jordan is incredible as Smoke and Stack. He's very good at differentiating both of those characters seamlessly, so you know exactly who you're watching on screen at all time. But that being said, I think Timothée Chalamet, what he's doing in Marty Supreme, he is Marty Supreme. The movie would like implode completely without Timothée Chalamet's performance. He is on screen like every single second of this movie. He is barely off screen. And we're not talking about screen time again, obviously. But his impact in this movie is bar none, man. And I think it's far and away the best acting performance of the entire year. I'm not even kidding. I love you, Michael. I love you. I love you, bro. I remember first watching you in Fruitville Station. That's the first Ryan Coogler movie I've ever watched, and that's the first Michael B. Jordan movie I ever watched, and it made a huge impact on me as a high school kid. That being said, though, man, Timothée Chalamet, above phenomenal, man. Above. And the latest controversy is just bullshit. People just love to hate Timothy, and I really do not understand why. In my book, he's not even arrogant, man. He's just chasing greatness, and he's loving his craft, and more people should do that. More people should love it and chase that feeling. But for real, everything Timothy does here is astonishing. I've watched this movie 2 times, and I'm gonna watch it again. But I loved it. It was my second favorite movie of the year, and I'm not basing it off of my favorite movie of the year, because if it was, Michael B. Jordan would win here, because my favorite movie of the year was Sinners, easily. From the very first moment I watched it, I was in love. And I still am. I watched it 3 or 4 times already. But we're talking about performance alone. It's got to be Timothée Chalamet. He is doing so much in this movie. You cheer for the guy. You hate the guy. You love him. You laugh at him. You cry with him. It's just astonishing what he's doing. There are so many levels he's doing. And I don't care. Like, they're trying to say Michael should win just on the fact alone that he is portraying twins. There were so many twin movies this year, but Michael did probably the best out of all of them. I mean, Wagner Moura even played a younger version of himself, so that's another character right there. But Michael, I love you. If Timothy wasn't here this year, it would go to you, man. And then, like I said, I really wish Jesse Plemons got nominated for Begonia. I think he is the standout in that movie, and that is saying something when you're acting across from Emma Stone. All that being said, Timothée Chalamet, I really hope you get this win. I'm so sick of seeing the haters. I'm so sick of it. My whole feed is just like, Timothy shouldn't have said this. Timothy should have said that. And then others are like, you're blowing out of proportion. It's just like, dude, shut up. Get outside for a little bit. I would be so happy, though, if Michael won, too. I would not care in the slightest if Timothy didn't win. I really want Timothy to win. But Michael, I would love it for him, too. I think he is deserving in his own right. And I think it would be a great look for him in his career. Beautiful. Because I feel like he has not been, at least in the critical stance, like in the critical conversation, I feel like he's not appreciated enough. Timothy, though, let's be real. He should have already won an Oscar for Dune 2. Dude, Timothy, I think Timothy's going to have many, many more chances, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he still had the best performance out of all of these people. So, Timothy Chalamet, and the tides have shifted, as you see, after SAG-AFTRA, or the Actor Awards, and after the ballet, stupid ballet shit that he said. It wasn't even bad. People just take it out of context and try to hate on him for no reason. But Michael B. Jordan is the favorite now with 55%. And then early in their year, Timothy was slated at like, nobody in their right mind thought he wouldn't win this. And all of a sudden there's this hate for him. So he's down to 27%. Insanity. I'm still going for him. I still think he will pull it off. And I still think, I think it's his to lose, man. I really do. But he's so locked in, man. And the thing is, people are switching up on him so much because when he started campaigning for Marty Supreme and promoting it, people were ecstatic. They loved him. They're like, I love this Timothy guy. He's so fun. Who else is promoting their movies as heavily as Timothy? And everybody's saying now they switched up. And they're like, this guy is such a prick and arrogant. Who campaigns this hard for an Oscar? First of all, the first time we seen him campaigning, he was doing it just to promote Marty Supreme, an A24 movie, and about a ping pong player, dude. And it was a success, a box office success. And that is like highly due to him promoting it. So I don't get the switch up. People are hating him for being passionate and loving the project that he is in and his performance. So what? I really hope he wins it. But Michael, you're my second, bro. Moving on to the next category, we have Best Actress. We got Jessie Buckley, Kate Hudson, Emma Stone, and Rose Byrne. And Renee Reinsve, I think is how you say it. Sorry if I said that wrong again. But this category is the lock of locks of the night. But it is only against Jessie Buckley and Rose Byrne in my eyes. I think what Rose Byrne does in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You is astonishing and painful to watch. I think she's commanding, and she would have probably won any other year. But Jessie Buckley is a lock of a lock of a lock of a lock. She has won literally every single acting award during this award season. So there's no chance she's going to lose this. Unless people, again, they made up fake controversy about her. They were joking on a talk show, and she was talking about how she doesn't like cats. And then the people are like, she's abusive to animals. She hates cats. She hates animals. No! Watch the full clip. They're just kidding around. Anyway, Jessie is so good. She's going to win this for certain. You can watch my review now. I love Jessie so much. You can watch my review now of The Bride. And I'll link it here. That being said, Rose Byrne is incredible. But she's actually my number 2 here. No kidding. I would seriously give it to Jessie Buckley. And I'm not doing it just because I know she's going to win. I just recently watched Hamnet. It is a painful watch. Very, very painful and honest watch. But the performances she gives, her performance at hand in Hamnet is otherworldly. Like, no kidding. She is so honest in it. There's so much sincerity in her acting and her delivery. It is just like breathtaking to watch. So Jessie Buckley is for sure my pick here, and as you can see, she's the 70%. Funny enough, though, Emma Stone is in second on this website, and then Rose Byrne. Kate Hudson, what you doing there? Anyways, next category, Best Director. This is a big, big, big one. The nominees for this are Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, and Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. All greatly directed films here. Now, the big question is this going to go to Paul Thomas Anderson or Ryan Coogler? I'm in the camp that I think Sinners is going to sweep more than people anticipate. In the zeitgeist, all you see now is Sinners. After One Battle After Another came out, it kind of went. Like, there was a conversation for a couple months there. But like I said, Sinners came out so early in the year, and it is still in conversation. And I think what Ryan Coogler did Here is the most impactful thing out of any of these nominees the entire year. Like I said, the music scene for I Lie to You is generational, and I think they're going to be showing that in film schools for years, and decades to come. That being said, I think the third place here is Chloe Zhao. She has already won a Best Director award this award season. People really seem to like her when they do. Sometimes they hate on that woman and think she is so odd and strange. I love her. I think she is so fun. I would that would be the sneak of the whole award ceremony is if Chloe Zhao won this. But I think it is going to go to Paul Thomas Anderson or Ryan Coogler. And I think in this category, Paul Thomas Anderson is the favorite. Or at least he was. Because now I'm going with Ryan Coogler, who I think will and should win this clearly. Okay, and they have him in second at 36% of the vote. And number one vote is 50% with Paul Thomas Anderson. So it is closer now than it probably used to be, just as the acting is between these two. So I'm really happy with that, but we'll see. I would not be shocked if Paul Thomas Anderson won this. He has been winning most of the directing awards, but I'm gonna go Ryan Coogler here. I think he's picked up a lot of steam, and people really love Ryan Coogler. Next, we have Best Picture. The big one. It's the big one. And the nominees for Best Picture are Begonia, Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Sinners, Train Dreams, Sentimental Value, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, and F1. Look, I did not select Train Dreams. Why is it? Anyways, I must have clicked on accident. All these movies deserve to be here in one way or another. It is a great honor. But there is one that really stands out. Why are you here, buddy? Why is F1 here? My thinking is they pick something that the masses like, that everybody had a fun time with, and it's like the popular pick. Scratch that. If F1 won, it would be the shocker of the decade. This is not critically amazing. I do not know why it got here. I would much rather prefer it was just an accident here among many other movies. Now, again, the big conversation in this category is specifically, let me zoom out a little bit. In this category specifically is One Battle After Another or Sinners. And I think the third favorite here is Hamnet. This is a critical darling. A lot of people love this. And if I'm not mistaken, Hamnet won in an award ceremony for like their equivalent to Best Picture. That being said, I think they're the third here. And then I think maybe Sentimental and then Secret Agent. And it's really nice to see Train Dreams here. I love that shout that they got. But it is sad because, man, they were barely nominated. What was it, cinematography and like screenplay or something and Best Picture? It deserved a lot more. It is not going to win this. I think the tides have shifted enough, and I think Sinners is going to win. It is my official pick and what I truly want to win. I would be happy with One Battle, but I think Sinners overly deserves this. One Battle is fun. It has the Leo that everybody loves, and that obviously gets an Oscar nom. And Paul Thomas Anderson is incredible. My favorite movie from him is Punch Drunk Love, but I truly believe Sinners deserve this, and I would love it. And the tides are shifted on Vanity Fair, at least the people that voted on their website. It is 38% to 37%. It is so close. Now, a theory also is that, let's say, hey, maybe One Battle After Another wins for Best Picture, okay? But Best Director goes to Ryan Coogler for Sinners, or vice versa. So, Sinners wins, let's say, for Best Picture. Paul Thomas Anderson picks up the Best Director award. I think this could really happen. it is there's like a pattern in the past, but most of the time if you see someone win for best director, so let's say the Daniels, they picked up best director for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then they also went on to win best picture. But it has been split in the past, but in the past few years it is mostly the same director winning and then going on to win best picture as well. So I'm also going to pick Ryan Coogler for best director. Woo! And that is my official ballot. Right or wrong, I'm not sure. Before I wrap up, let me go over everything I voted once again, just to see if I had a change of heart, change of mind. And once again, I'm skipping all of these shorts because I have not watched them and I do not feel comfortable just randomly voting. Even though this ballot here is not for anything official, it's just for fun. But I'm not going to, just in my own mindset, I'm not doing it. So best visual effects, I went with Avatar, Fire and Ash. Duh, I think it will win, obviously. Best sound, I went with F1. I think this is where F1 is going to get its one and only nod. Next up, best production design, I went Frankenstein. Yes, I think it's between this and Hamnet, honestly. I would be happy if any of these won. Any at all, so I'd be happy with any of them. But I think this is really where Frankenstein is going to shine in the technical categories. And then next up, again, best makeup and hairstyling, Frankenstein. The next after that, best casting, Sinners. I think that is a lock of a lock of a lock. Next up, best film editing is One Battle After Another. Now, this is where I differed a little bit. I think One Battle After Another will win, but my personal pick would be Marty Supreme. But I do not think Marty Supreme is going to get any love this award season, sadly enough, outside of Timothée Chalamet for Best Actor. So One Battle After Another is going to win this one, I think. Next up, Best Costume Design, Sinners. This one was hard for me because I do think Frankenstein is a favorite, just because it is like this fairy tale of a thing and it usually wins, or historical set pieces with Hamnet. So I wouldn't be surprised if either of those win, but I am going with Sinners just because when I think of that movie, I think of the costumes so viscerally in my head. It's just constantly in my head. So I'm going Sinners, and I think this is really where I'm differing the most with the majority. So we're going there. I think Frankenstein probably will pick it up, but I'm personally rooting for Sinners. Next up is Best Cinematography. I went with Sinners again. This one is a toss-up with One Battle and Sinners. My second favorite after Sinners would definitely be Train Dreams. As I said, I think Train Dreams relies heavily on cinematography for storytelling, but I do not think enough people either watched it or cared to vote for it. And I think Sinners is so popular, and it is deservedly so, winning this award. Next up, we have Best Original Song. Sorry, Diane Warren, but you're not winning again. She's got 1%. I didn't even notice that. So this is probably my biggest hot take of the night. Golden is obviously the pick, and it's like 99.9999999% chance going to pick up this award. I just cannot in right mind vote for Golden when I Lied to You is the most impactful movie song maybe of all time. Transcendent. I was floating, elevating. That song took me to church. It made me scared of vampires. Yeah. I picked I Lied to You. I think it is, again, like I said, we're looking at the title of the category, Best. It is I Lied to You. It is so fucking impactful and beautiful. Golden is going to win, but my hot take is this is going to be the upset of the night. I Lied to You. Best original song. But come on, man. Because I think Miles Canton would actually get an Oscar for this as well because he sings on it. Right here, I know it has the lyrics and music credits, but since he didn't get nominated for Best Supporting, which is criminally unjust, if he won, if they won Best Original Song for I Lied to You, he'd at least get that. And if they win casting, he'll get that as well. But he truly deserves this, man. His voice is so good. I could talk about the song forever. Anyways, next category. Best Original Score, Begonia. Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, Sinners. I went Sinners. I think this is the most duh because the whole backbone and heartbeat of the movie is the score and the music. It's so beautiful. After that, Best Animated Feature, K-Pop Demon Hunters, I think is the lock. So look, even if they don't win Best Original Song, I'm still giving them the Best Animated Feature. Anyways, next up, Best International Feature. I went with It Was Just an Accident, which I am in the minority here. And I think that's honestly right. I would be happy with any of these three winning, but I would prefer It Was Just an Accident because of what it stands for and the hardships of the director that made this, went through to make this movie. It's truly beautiful. Some of the best dialogue of the year, I think. Sentimental Value, I think, is easily the number one favorite, though. It Was Just an Accident. That's my pick, and I think it should win. But like you see here, 57% think Sentimental Value will win. I'm fine with it. Honestly, it's like a no duh. But my pick is It Was Just an Accident for Best International Feature, and I'm gonna stick with that. There's not many I've wanted to change, honestly. So Best Adapted Screenplay, I went with One Battle After Another, which is the favorite here. I would go with Hamnet. No, I'd go with One Battle After Another. There's just so much shit going on in this. My personal pick would probably be Begonia or Train Dreams, though. But I think this one's pretty obviously gonna win right here. Next up, Best Original Screenplay. I went Sinners, keeping that. Best Supporting Actor, Delroy Lindo, which is kind of a hot take again. But like I said, I think the tides are shifting. Sean Penn is not showing up to any award ceremonies, even though he's won the last two, if I'm not mistaken. But I really think Delroy, and then honestly, my second pick would be Jacob. I'd be ecstatic if either of these win. But I went Delroy. All right, next up, Best Supporting Actress, I went Wumi Musako, and I think she should win this 100%, but I would not be shocked if Amy Madigan won. She has won almost all of the, it's been like a mixed bag, but she's been winning the majority. She's in the majority of wins now. Tiana was winning early. Wumi picked up, I think, the Golden Globe. Amy just won the Actors Award, so it's a mixed bag between these three, but I think Wumi deserves this. But I'm not 100% sure if she's going to win. But I really think she should, and that's going to be my final pick. And next, Best Actor, Timothée Chalamet. 100% deserving, and he should win. We're not going to get into that again. But Michael, I love you, bro. Like I said, it's just bad luck that this movie came out, or you'd be my number one pick 100%. But I'm nobody, so you did your thing, bro. If you win, I'm so happy for you. Next, we got Best Actress, Jessie Buckley. Yep. What, you want me to... you want me to change it to Kate Hudson? Okay. I mean, who's going to do that? Jesse, it's yours. They got her name on it already. Next up, Best Director. I ended up going with Ryan Coogler. And I think that is right. I think amongst the Academy voters, Paul Thomas Anderson might be the obvious pick, just like the avant-garde highbrows of people. But Ryan Coogler is so accessible to people, and like he makes them love cinema and the actual craft of making movies, and I think that is so important, and I think he is deserving of Best Directing because it is the best directed movie of the year, I think. Next up, we went with Best Picture, and my final pick on this ballot was Sinners. It's a toss-up. I mean, look at this again. We have 38% versus 37% for One Battle After Another. And like I said, I would not be surprised, like, maybe these split the votes so much that Hamnet just fucking sneaks in there. And then, like, Chloe Zhao would give us, like, her shocked face that everybody loves is so funny. I wouldn't be surprised if it picked it up at all. But I am going Sinners. That is just my heart pick, my favorite movie of the year. And I think it is deserving. One Battle After Another is a spectacle. Like, you think of the car chase scene at the very end. It is just beyond phenomenal. Like, the craftsmanship of that movie. but I think Sinners had a bigger impact all around, and I think it is doing so much storytelling. Because when this movie was advertised, it was like, okay, we have like the first thing we saw was like Michael B. Jordan shooting vampires, and it's like a blood-soaked movie directed by Ryan Coogler. It's like, fuck yeah, it's gonna be like a blockbuster, like a fun popcorn movie. But it was so much more than that. You have such in-depth storytelling within Sinners. There's so much drama, there's so much humor, there's horror, there's slasher, dancing. It's so beautiful. There's so much heart into Sinners. You could feel it on every single page that they wrote for this movie, every single frame, every single sequence. It is so beautifully lit. Like, just look at these. Look at these covers. Look how much better Sinners looks, bro. Look at the lighting. It is so fucking beautiful. It is so good, so impactful. And that is my final pick for the Oscar ballot. So let me know what you think, if you agree. And I know I'm in the minority of some of these. Some of these are very obvious, like Jessie Buckley is the most obvious of the night for Best Actress. But let me know what you think below, and thank you for tuning in. And until the next time, this was another Blue Review.